this was more than just a journey, seeking growth in our spirituality. It's our testimony to love, faith, and complete devotion, following the footsteps of the saints and encountering the invisible world. This is our pilgrimage. Our first stop was St. John Lateran, oldest of Rome's 4 major basilicas. It is also known as the Cathedral of the Church of Rome. With a couple stops along the way, we finally made it to our next stop, which was St. Paul's outside the walls. The basilica is built upon the very place he was buried when he was killed, along with the chains that held him inside the church.
It was an incredibly huge church, and it was absolutely silent inside, and after some of the days inside Rome and all of the craziness that we had seen, it was amazing to be able to go into a silent church and then to be able to walk in and see all of the popes in mosaic art along the top, like lining the entire church, and then to like go down the center and go and see the chains that held Paul captive, which was truly incredible. And then I feel like the Lord gave us a lot of graces to pray for that freedom to break away from all of the chains and sins that we have holding within us. And so I really enjoyed being
As we continued our journey the following day, we made our way to our next church, the Church of St. Philip Neri.
My most powerful moment was the prayer that we got to have at the church that Philip Neri built. We prayed the rosary, and that was a very powerful and beautiful rosary, and then we got to go up and pray in front of his body, which was really amazing. And then we got to see his living quarters and the way that he lived his life, and everything was so like simple but like very grand and beautiful at the same time. And when we were down in his room, they had a piece of his heart in a statue, which I touched my rosary to, and later when I looked down, the rosary started to turn red, the ropes of the rosary, right at the like Sacred Heart of Jesus pendant that I have right there, which was amazing because I didn't even realize it happened until later. And that was a moment that I had like very deep prayer, and I got to pray in front of this beautiful painting of the Nativity, and yeah, it was just really amazing. It was the first deep moment of prayer that I had on the trip, and it really just helped me enter into that like deep spirit of prayer that we talked about wanting to have like on this trip. So.
After a short lunch break, we arrived at our next church, the Church of St. Ignatius and St. Francis Xavier.
being at St. Ignatius and St. Francis Xavier's church. That was really beautiful because that is my older brother's patron saint for his confirmation saint, St. Ignatius, and that was a really good moment to pray for him and to like intercede for like his acceptance of God and coming back to faith. And that was just a really like powerful moment to like pray to a saint. Like I think I've struggled in the past with praying to the saints, and it's been hard for me to understand like why we do that. And at that moment it made like a lot of sense to pray to St. Ignatius, and like really specifically for my older brother.
Our last destination is the Basilica of St. Mary Major, considered to be the largest of the churches dedicated to the Virgin Mary in Rome. Our travels through Rome became our first immersion to the mysteries and hidden beauty of the church, and gave us an idea of what to come ahead in the following days.